Around the World Lit Audio. Kokoro by Natsume Soseki. Part 1. Sensei and I. Sections 19 to 25. Full narration script. Channel intro. Welcome to Around the World Lit Audio, the greatest novels ever written, from every corner of the world, in English. New chapter every week. Free to listen. Chapter recap. In week 3, the narrator returned to Tokyo in spring and resumed his visits to Sensei's house. Sensei spoke about the thing that had happened to him, the thing that made him what he was, without naming it. He said he would tell the narrator someday. Not today, but someday. He said, "You are a good person. I sometimes think I am not good for you." Part 1. Sections 19 through 25. Part 1. Sensei and I. Sections 19 to 25. The narrator graduated from university in the summer. It was not a dramatic event. He received his certificate. He attended the ceremony with other young men in similar circumstances, young men who had studied and passed their examinations and were now, officially, educated, which meant that the next phase of their lives could begin. There were congratulations and handshakes and the particular atmosphere of an ending that is also a beginning, which is the atmosphere of every graduation everywhere. He felt, underneath the ceremony, a quality of uncertainty he had not expected. He had thought graduation would clarify things, that having finished one stage, the next stage would become visible, a path, a direction, something to move toward with the purposefulness of a person who knows where they are going. Instead, he found himself standing on the far side of university, with the same questions he had brought into it, none of them answered, some of them sharper than before. He went to tell Sensei. Sensei received the news of his graduation with the warm attention he brought to everything the narrator told him. He asked about the ceremony. He asked about the narrator's plans. He listened to the answers, which were vague, honest, the answers of a young man who does not yet know, with the focused patience of someone who is not going to pretend that vagueness is clarity. He said, "What do you want to do?" The narrator said, "I am not sure. I want to do something that matters. I want to do work that is honest. Beyond that I cannot be more specific." Sensei said, "That is more than most people know at your age. Most people know what they want to appear to be doing, which is different." He was quiet for a moment. He said, "I wanted to do something once. I had specific plans, a field, a direction, a sense of what my life would look like. Then something happened and the plans became impossible. Not practically impossible. Impossible in the way that things become impossible when you no longer have the person you were when you made them." He stopped. The narrator waited. Sensei said, "I am going to tell you something. Not the whole story. I am not ready for that, and you are not ready to hear it. But something." He looked at the garden. The summer garden, full and green, with the particular density of growth that Tokyo gardens achieve in July. He said, "I had a friend, a very close friend. We were students together, the same age, the same interests, the same kind of ambitions. We lived in the same house for several years. I trusted him more than I had trusted anyone before or have trusted anyone since." He paused. He said, "I wronged him, in a way that cannot be corrected, in a way that I discovered, afterward, too late, had consequences I had not foreseen, and cannot undo." The narrator said nothing. Sensei said, "He is dead. He has been dead for many years. The grave I visit, that is his grave. I go because there is no one else to go, and because I am the reason. There is no one else." He said it in the flat, exact tone of a man stating a fact he has stated to himself many thousands of times and has finally, with great difficulty, decided to state to someone else. He looked at the narrator. He said, "I have not told anyone this before. Not even my wife knows the whole of it. I am telling you because you have been patient with me, and because I think, I am not certain, but I think, that telling you will not destroy what is between us, the way telling most people would." The narrator said, "It won't." Sensei said, "You say that now. You may feel differently when you know the whole story." He stood. He walked to the garden door and looked out. He said, "When the time comes I will tell you everything. Not today. But I want you to know that the time will come. And I want you to know that what I did, what I am, is not separate from what you have seen in me, during all these visits. It is the explanation of it." The narrator walked home that evening through the summer streets of Tokyo feeling something he would have found difficult to name. Not the satisfaction of having been told something, because he had not been told enough to understand. Something more like the feeling of a person who has been shown a door that is almost open, who can see the light coming through the gap, who knows that what is on the other side will change everything. He did not press. He had learned not to press. He went home to his family for the rest of the summer. His father was worse. Not dramatically worse, not bedridden, not incapacitated, but worse in the way that gradual things are worse, the accumulation of small changes, that individually mean little and together mean a great deal. He tired more easily. He ate less. The particular quality of his presence in the house had changed slightly, a quality of diminishment, not of spirit but of physical substance, as though the body were conducting a slow negotiation with time that was not going in his father's favor. His mother watched with the eyes of a woman who has been watching for a long time and knows what she is seeing. The narrator watched both of them and thought about Tokyo. He thought about Sensei's words, the friend, the wrong, the grave. He thought about the door that was almost open and what might be on the other side of it. His father asked about his plans. He said, "I am not sure yet. I am thinking." His father said, "You are always thinking. At some point thinking must become doing." He said it without criticism, simply as an observation, the observation of a practical man, who had spent his life doing and found thinking, in excess, slightly suspicious. The narrator said, "I know. I will decide soon." He did not decide soon. He sat in the house of his childhood through the summer, and watched his father grow slowly smaller and thought about the life he was going to build and could not yet see. In August a letter came from Sensei. It was not a long letter. Sensei's letters were never long, but it had a quality that was different from his previous letters, a quality of finality, of something decided. It said, "I think of you often. I hope your father is well. When you return to Tokyo I will be ready to tell you what I promised to tell you. I have been preparing myself for some time. I believe I am ready now. Come when you can." The narrator read the letter 3 times. He thought, "I should go back now." He thought, "My father is unwell. I should stay." He stayed. It was a decision he would return to for the rest of his life. Chapter Transition. You have reached the end of Part 1, Sections 19 through 25 of Kokoro, by Natsume Soseki. This is the final episode of Part 1. In the next episode we begin Part 2, My Parents and I, in which the narrator remains at home with his ailing father, while something is happening in Tokyo that he does not yet know about. The two stories, his father's slow decline and Sensei's promised revelation, move toward each other with the terrible patience of things that cannot be stopped. The next episode is available next week. Subscribe to Around the World Lit Audio so you never miss a chapter. A new episode arrives every week.